Hey, so I have 14 tattoos and I've done a lot of research on tattoos and I've watched a lot of YouTube videos and I discovered that there is some sort of tattoo etiquette. And I'm not sure I agree with it because tattooists are often reluctant to completely copy an image that you've given them or a tattoo that you've taken a photo of from someone else. They want to change it in even a little way. I just think, well, why do you actually need to change it? Especially if you've got it off the internet or whatever, or if your friend has given you permission to copy her tattoo. But if you're going, if you're going to change it in a significant way, obviously you're not, completely change the whole tattoo, but if you're changing it in a significant way, then I understand because you are making a concerted effort not to copy because you believe that copying is inauthentic or not the done thing or not very nice morally to do without that person's permission. Or even with that person's permission, some tattooists don't want to copy it because they think it's going to taint their reputation and their name and people are going to think, And I understand that could be relevant to really famous tattooists, but if you're just going to change a bit of colour or just like a shape or whatever, on the one hand, it probably won't make any difference to you. You've brought the image. Won't matter if the tattooist refuses to do it exactly the same, as long as they do it mostly the same. But if you're just going to change a bit, then why don't you just copy the whole thing properly, It just seems like sort of a lame attempt at being a bit authentic. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not sure if you can use numbing cream. A lot of people say you can, and a lot of people say you can't when you're having a tattoo. And there's this perception that tattoos are meant to be painful. It's part of the experience. And I just disagree with that. It can be if you want it to. If you want the pain, if you want it to be this sort of badge to show how much pain you can endure, then that's perfectly valid for you. But why does it have to be the case in everyone? If there was a decent cream available, then I probably would use it. But I know a lot of tattooists, even when you're getting tattoo removal, I was looking into that because I have a really crap tattoo on my finger, and they just get really funny about it. Like, oh, it's not going to hurt much. Oh, it's not, whatever. Just generally, I think tattooists do look down on numbing creams and people who want to use numbing creams. They think, they don't deserve a tattoo or removal if they want that. In some way, they are not worthy of getting a tattoo. And it's like, why do you have to be so prescriptive? Why does it have to be one thing? It's like a tattoo culture sort of thing, but if you have tattoos, you are pigeonholed. People have these preconceptions about you and who you might be. And I've never really fit into that, and people find it so bizarre that I have 14 tattoos. But tattoos should be available to everyone, and in the workplace, it's very difficult to get away with tattoos in certain places in the workplace. And there is so much discrimination, I think, and it feels like there's only a certain type of people who get tattoos. And it's not exactly the case, but there are, It is an acquired taste, I won't deny that. And most of my friends hate my tattoos, and I feel like, hardcore people who have like loads of tattoos or whatever, they're really into it, or the experts or their tattooists themselves, they kind of, I think they really look down upon people who want the smaller tattoos. I've got a few big ones, probably not big by their standards, but pretty big. And I've got really small ones that are kind of sort of very, very dainty, and people think they look sort of measly, or that they don't look like tattoos, or looks, I was once told that it looks like I'm someone who's too scared to get a tattoo, so that's why I've got a small one. And it kind of was the case, really, at the time. But, big tattoos aren't for everyone. Some people have to work certain jobs, and some people don't want the pain, and that's completely valid. And I really like the small tattoos. I like the big tattoos as well, but it's hard to endure so much pain for so many hours. It was hard enough with the ones that I've got, and maybe you are a more subtle person, or maybe you're a person who doesn't want loads of tattoos, or any tattoos apart from sort of one little thing, maybe some initials, and that's your prerogative. And you don't have to subscribe to this tattoo culture sort of thing. Tattoos can mean whatever you want them to mean. Tattoos can be whatever you want them to be. It's all about you, and it's on your body. And unless you're someone who's really sensitive and is wanting to please people, is not wanting to attract attention, you're not wanting to attract attention to your tattoos, and people saying, oh, it's so small or whatever, then you should just get a small one. And if you are that type of person who doesn't appreciate these comments and gets, takes them really personally or whatever, then maybe you shouldn't get a tattoo, because I will say you do attract a lot of attention. Every time I go out, I know I'm going to attract attention, and I actually don't mind that. I'm quite happy with that, and that's sort of one reason why I did get tattoos in the first place. I think they're aesthetically beautiful if they're done right, and I don't mind people looking at them, really. It does get a bit boring when you're always talking about them with strangers. But apart from that, I've got them on my arms and my hands for a reason. I've got one on my neck, which people don't see, but I feel like, I've gone through all this pain. I want people to actually see them after all that. And I don't have any on my legs because I don't really show my legs. Maybe I'll get one for summertime, but yeah, don't feel restricted by all this etiquette and stuff.